Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It seems like I just post like every month at this point, but like you just have to understand me. Like I'm a mother. She's a mother, no drama. For a new subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, what's up? And if you're not subscribed but you still view my videos, hello to you too. Today I am going to be discussing the long anticipated stalker story. But the thing is, I took too long to tell the story because obviously I'm a mother, like I said. But second of all, I didn't feel comfortable telling it at the time. I would be prepared to, but then when it came down to recording it, I was scared. I just wasn't ready to tell my story, but now I'm ready to tell my story. So without further ado, let's get into this video. I'll make it do what it do. So let me think of a name for this guy. So Marcus and I met each other through Tinder/Instagram, right? So we met each other through there. And he messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, would you like to go on a date? And I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go, like, without hesitation. I was like, yeah, I'd like to go on a date. But also, like, the day of, I was like, fuck, I really don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I should have listened to my gut that day, but my stupid ass didn't. Anyway, I went on the date. It went very good. And then we went out a couple other times. And this one situation specifically, we went to the park. And we were in his car and he was telling me about how he used to play football, that he was gonna go to this university to go play for them, this, that, and the third, ruined by a girl. And I'm like, why? Like, what happened? He was like, well, the situation at a party, she was trying to make me jealous and it worked, and this and that. And I got, like I said, I was drunk, this happened, and so that's how I got my scholarship taken away from me and I went to jail. I was like, oh snap. Our relationship was going all right. It was going good. Like, I ended things with him, but then I got back together with him because I'm like, I can't judge him based off his past. I'm an optimistic person, so I like seeing the good in everything, right? And there was a situation that happened between him and I where he was like, you need to apologize to me right now. Now, mind you, nobody ever in my life, not my mother, not my father, not anybody has ever talked to me like that in my life. That was a red flag for me instantly, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm ending it. After I ended things with him, this whole started stalking me after the fact and started harassing my friends and my family. I would apologize. I'm like, I'm so sorry that this is going on. Like, that is my stalker. I apologize for what's going on. Like, I would have said sorry, even though my friends would tell me it's not your fault. And I'm like, it was my fault because I chose to date him. And they're like, well, you didn't know these things about him. How are you supposed to know if he wasn't honest with you? You know, and I knew that he had just gotten out of jail because he explained that to me during the trip where we went to the park. It's like a horror movie. You know those horror movies where like a girl doesn't know about the guy and the guy is like, he has some sort of issues, you know what I mean? And then the girl does the research and she finds out who he really is and he comes to try to get her and attack her and all that shit. And I felt like my life was a fucking movie, like a fucking telenovela. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, dude? Like, let me go, leave me alone. And we had taken an intimate picture between him and I, and he started sending that shit to my close friends and family. Started contacting my friends and family, talking about some, hey, you down to go play basketball? And he said that to the father of my kids. Father of my kids sent me the screenshot, and he was like, hey, who's this? And I'm like, oh no, here we go. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I explained to him the situation, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And he continued to contact people. And it got to the point where I'm like, yes, I need to go file this order of protection because it's getting to be too much. The end of things, I had a jacket that was his, a shirt, and like a couple other things. I had met another guy on Tinder, and him and I were very cool. We're still friends to this day, this guy and I. explained to him what's going on, and he's like, do you need me to go over there? And I'm like, well, yeah, because I'm honestly scared. And I didn't know. He told me he was a security guard. He's like, I'm a security guard. I can bring my taser. I can bring whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you so much. Like, I'm gonna feel 1,000 times better if you're here. So instantly, he came straight from work and came straight to my apartment complex and waited in the parking lot for me, acting like he was a future resident because he was parked in the future residence parking spot. And at that time, my upstairs neighbor, let's give him a name, Cameron. So Cameron comes in at the same time home from work, and he sees me standing outside, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's up? And I explained to Cameron what's going on. He's like, well, I'll stand out here and wait for you to give him his stuff, and then make sure you get home safe. I had my security guard friend, and I also had my upstairs neighbor, Cameron. Marcus comes, gets his stuff. He puts his window down. I didn't even look at him. I just threw it in his passenger side, and he left. Like I said, at this point, he started sending that picture of us to close friends and family, started contacting close friends and family, even went as far as making fake accounts of me rude. He also went as far as, and I'll post screenshots of everything that I'm describing right now. He made fake accounts, social media accounts such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And he made a video claiming that I was quote unquote suicidal. At this point, I'm having anxiety, I'm having panic attacks. I don't feel like me because my kids would love to go to the pool. Mind you, we lived by the front office, and the front office had the pool next to the office. And at this point, I'm sitting here like, fuck, I'm the only one living in this apartment with my kids. I don't know what to do. I feel very lonely. I feel weak as a mother because I can't really protect my kids with this situation. Like, I was thinking worst case scenario possible. So I would see cars that look like him and I would instantly, guys, go inside, go inside, go inside, just go inside, just fucking listen to me. And I would yell at my kids because I was that fucking mortified. And he sent me a text, which I'll show the text as well. He's like, I'm around the corner, come outside to talk. And I'm like, oh, fuck no. I instantly called the police because at this point, I believe I had the order of protection. I'm like, he's saying he's around here. I'm like, I am scared for my life. Come, and they're like, we'll look around the block, da, 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 da. Can you explain the vehicle, this and that? And I'm like, yes. And thank God that when I was in a relationship with him, I recorded videos, because in those videos, I was able to see his freaking license plate. And I'm like, thank you, God. I went to court back to back because it was, I would file the order of protection. He wanted a hearing, which that caught me completely off guard. Because I'm like, okay, you're in the wrong. What the fuck? So then filed, he won the first time because I didn't bring evidence. I forgot to print copies for myself, Marcus, and the judge. I brought my evidence for myself, for Marcus, and for the judge. This was through a computer because it was a hallway and he was on one room and I was across in the other room. And the judge was in her seat, I guess. And it's through a computer because of COVID, safety and regulations and all that jazz. I told the judge, you know, hey, he's under probation. And the judge asked him, is this true? And he was like, yes. And she's like, well, the order of protection is going to stay because of this. And he was so upset. He was like, what the fuck? This and that. That's not fair. She said, you don't have to agree with my ruling, but that is my ruling. And so I left, he left, and that was that. So I thought I was gonna be happy, calm, you know, good. But no, because order protection, which I feel like the state of Arizona or all 50 states, honestly, should also include social media. You would think social media will also be included in the order of protection, but unfortunately it wasn't. Called the police, like I said. Found this out through the police because the police, I called them and told them, hey, he's on my social media. Police told me, well, since it's not in the order of protection, it's ridiculous, I know, but you would have to go to court and tell them your actual handles on social media. That way he is not allowed to go on your social media. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I had to go again to go file on another order of protection within that order of protection to specify, hey, he is on my social media. These are my social media handles. He is not allowed to see, I guess, according to the order of protection. So I had to add my social media because I guess it doesn't specify in that order of protection. The judge agreed with me too when I told her that. That was the end of that. It's been over a year since that situation, and honestly mortified that he's gonna try to contact me again and do it all over again. That's basically my story with my stalker. If I miss anything, I'm gonna add it in the clips throughout the video. I'm pretty sure that's it for now. It's just a lot to go through because these are the type of stories that you hear in movies. I never thought that I would be living a situation like that, and I never thought it was real, but it is real. Situations like this happen all the time, and for me it was scary, specifically because I have kids. The fact that this happened, to me, it's crazy. That situation honestly left me to where I don't trust men. And I don't want to sit here and be like all men, because it's not all men. That situation really has you with your guard up and feeling like, damn, I can't really trust anybody out here. Like if someone tries to get close to me, I'm like, no, get the hell away from me. I have kids to take care of. You are not gonna put my life in danger. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do that. And I get very, 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 very fearful for that, for my life. Most importantly, for my children. Personally, I just, all in all, just shut my dating life off. I just don't feel like I'm in the headspace to be dating right now. Because right now, I'm doing so good for myself. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm just good, and I'm in a good place right now for myself. I still have a lot of healing to do, which is something that I'm still working on. But until then, like, I just can't trust anybody right now. It's worth losing my dating life than ever losing my kids, because another guy I could find. Another kid of mine, I can't have back. That specific child, I can't have back. That's how I feel right now in my headspace. Yeah, guys, that's my stalker story. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.